Hello, goddesses. Welcome to the Loose Woman Sanctuary podcast. I am your host, Mantra Lotus. Today's episode is about grief and storytelling. When events happen in our lives that are uncontrollable and sometimes incomprehensible, it can be devastating to our psyches. Our way of life changes and our thought processes about life can be turned upside down. All over the world, there has been suffering and loss of life. It's not a new occurrence, but because of COVID-19 and the global pandemic, we've all felt what grief feels like. We've learned to be compassionate and sympathetic to others in pain because we too know it now. Personally, I know it all too well. In the past year, I've lost 5 close family members and a host of friends and acquaintances. At one point, it was as if I was hearing that someone died weekly. Ironically, most of the deaths were not because of COVID. The most traumatic death and experience that I felt thus far has been the loss of my twin sister. At almost a year to date, even to hear my voice say it out loud causes a small shock or shiver throughout me. It's taken me this entire year to mentally grasp that my sister, my loved one, will not be physically with me throughout my life journey. Within the time of losing my twin sister, I developed anxiety, experienced strong bouts of depression, and dealt with a sort of identity issue. I felt like I didn't know who I was because grief had changed me so much. The reality of losing hurt tremendously. I've heard people who have lost loved ones or experienced trauma say that it feels like a dream. It just doesn't feel real. I myself have had the same response at times. But this is no dream. This is what it is. Death is real, but so is life. Life is full of opportunity and adventure, struggles and trials, triumphs and accomplishments, loving and losing to love. These memorable events are just the quotations in our personal books of life. What is the rest of your story? What will fill the next page? What is your story? How will you tell it? The heavens have opened up for our loved ones. Their other life is just beginning, and we have been blessed with more purpose for our lives. We've been given the choice to include the life missions of our loved ones, which they were not able to fulfill while here, and we can spiritually take them on our journeys as divine guidance counselors and editors for our life stories. Death, though painful, gives us options to tell the story of who we are, where we've come from, and where we are going. Our come to clarity moment is, death does not stop me. In fact, it pushes me further on my life mission. I accept that I have changed because of the loss in my life. I acknowledge the pain that I feel, and I make time for myself to heal. I set aside time to reflect on my loved one. I understand that it's important to face my trauma and to not run from it. I understand that grief is a description, not a lifestyle. I will face my fear of accepting the reality of death, but my purpose is life and living. I am worthy and deserving of a happy life. I release the pain of losing, and I open my heart to receiving. I release the pain of losing, and I open my heart to receiving.